Alrighty, I'm back in the office today. I just got back from a trip to Disneyland with the two girls. It was really fun. Recorded a couple of videos there that I'll put up, and it was really fun just walking around with my two girls. The boys weren't there, they stayed with their mother, and it was a great time just to go on the rides with them, chat with them. I remember was one night when we were in the California Adventureland, and we had just got done watching The World of Color, and we were walking back, and I had my hands in my pocket, and each one of them had their arm around my arm, and we were walking back to the hotel for the night. And I just had that moment of just pure joy, right? I mean, there's happiness in life, but it was just a moment of pure joy. And that's something family can give you, and having good relationships with families and family members. Today, I wanted to talk through uh, a story that came up when we were actually recording and putting together our new movie called Retirement Everest. And it was a woman by the name of Rita. And her story was really amazing. She actually went and saw one of our other films called Retirement Deception. And that got her thinking about, okay, the thing that I got going on right now, which is she went into retirement with an accumulation plan. And so if you watch our other videos and my other videos, I talk about, the difference between accumulation and decumulation. And that's what Retirement Everest is about. Is on Everest, most of the deaths happen coming down the mountain, and not many people realize that, right? And it's because you get to the top and you're trying to hurry home, you're tired, you have less oxygen, you can make more mistakes. In fact, two of the stories that we talked about of climbers that almost died coming down Everest were because of those instances. And so decumulation is that, coming down the mountain of retirement, spending down those assets. In the film, we talked about 7 decumulation risks that, if not careful, you could have a couple of those hit you in any given one year, and it can be catastrophic and could cause you to run out of money faster than you had planned for it. And the interesting or even amazing thing is, if done properly for a portion of the assets, you can actually mitigate and eliminate some of these risks. With Rita, she went to the retirement deception and she saw, like, I still have an accumulation plan, and she was still working with an accumulation advisor. And that mindset was, I need to continue to just have my money at risk, grow the largest nest egg, pull off that nest egg. And every year she was meeting with her advisor and going over that yearly review. And he was saying, hey, you need to take less money home every year. And she's like, well, I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. And that's where you have to understand that's not the most scientifically optimized way for covering the basic expenses, is leaving it all at risk. Okay. And so this is where, in part of her stories, you see that there's a moment where she has clarity, and she says it's not about growing the largest nest egg in retirement, although having a large nest egg is great. I get that, and it's something that's nice to have. For her, what was more important was the income that she could count on, that could stay or potentially go up, instead of being told that she had to keep reducing. And that's what's important, and a big part of our message when we talk about locking in your lifestyle. She realized that in order to lock in her lifestyle, she had to shift how she thought about retirement and how she was spending down her assets, and what assets that she was using to help her spend down the actual assets that she had, or vehicles that you could use. And so it's a big thing that we talk about here in this metaphor. Like Everest, you have this danger zone. It's called the death zone when you get up there. And it's because your body, it actually is dying when you get up to those levels. I think it's 26,000 feet or higher. And there's this thing called the retirement red zone, that it's that 10 years before retirement and that 10 years after retirement, where having a catastrophic loss during that time is something you don't want to have happen. And so, in order to mitigate that and potentially even eliminate it, is starting to shift as you get closer to retirement to say, I need to start thinking about decumulation and having a decumulation plan in place. And so Rita's story was quite powerful, where she actually got more income by switching how she was spending down the assets. And what's more important for her, she has a successful retirement based upon the two rules that we have for a successful retirement, which is, one, you have peace of mind, and two, you lock in your lifestyle. And so that's what we want you to be able to do with income calibration and the information that we're putting out. So anyway, I want to put this short video out there together. Think about it in your own life. Like, don't just retire, lock in your lifestyle, right? And have peace of mind through the process.